If your hideout is still an undeveloped, cold, dark, and damp concrete box, you're leaving ridiculous value on the table, like more stash space, free XP modifiers, faster skill progression, passive income, crafts for quest items, and even a way to train your strength and endurance skills without risking a kit. Let's fix that. Hey guys, I'm Ghost and welcome back to Tarkov University. In this video, we're going to discuss everything you need to know about your hideout and escape from Tarkov. We're going to go module by module and discuss what they unlock for you, why building and upgrading them is worth it, and cover the list of found in raid items that you should be holding on to build them. By the time we reach the end of this video, you'll know exactly why maxing out your hideout is the play and start upgrading it with a plan. Let's get into it. So here's the right mindset. Your hideout isn't optional, it's a progress multiplier. When you go into your hideout, you won't be able to build everything at once. You build what modules you can, and this will lead to more modules and the benefits start to snowball. Eventually, you'll get more storage space, your regen will go up, crafts will unlock, you'll get XP boosts, and even passive income will start to trickle in. We're going to start to go through each module one by one and discuss what they do and why they're important, and all along the way I'm going to mention to you the found in raid status items you need. I'm only going to mention these because once you hit level 20 you can just buy all the items that you need to upgrade your modules on the flea market that do not require the found in raid status. I'm actively working on another video guide that will explain where to find all of these items if you're having difficulty finding them, so make sure you subscribe and stand by for that. It's going to be coming very soon. Now you have two ways to view your modules. The way to see every module that's available in the game is to just slide the scroll bar at the bottom of your screen. The second way is to just look for these bloops scattered around your screen. If you can see a bloop on your screen, it means you're about ready to create the module, and if there is no bloop, it means that module is still a ways off for you. I recommend you focus first on the bloops that you have and create them as soon as you can. We are not going to discuss these in the order that they become available to you because that's going to vary to some degree based on each individual's playthrough and the choices they make in Tarkov. Instead, we're just going to cover these one by one. Okay, so first in line is your generator. This is the power grid for the hideout. A ton of the hideout literally does not function without this, and it will be turned on to start most crafts. Note that you can turn it off immediately after you start a craft, and your craft timer will keep going. Note that if you do that, some crafts will continue but be much slower, and other things will just stop altogether like your Bitcoin farm. There's also some crafts like your magazine cases and stuff like that that are unaffected by whether power is on or off. The items that you will need with the found and rated status to maximize your generator module are 1 Bulbex cable cutter, 4 electric motors, and 5 power supply units. A security is one of the earliest gate modules. You're going to see it show up as a requirement for other stations like the water collector and the intelligence center. You won't gain any benefits from building this module, but it has to be made to continue progressing. The items you will need with the found and raid status to maximize your security module are 1 elite pliers, 2 working LCDs, and 1 SSD drive. Illumination sounds cosmetic. Leveling it up is basically pay the toll so the rest of your hideout opens up. It is also nice to be able to see when you enter your hideout though and walk around. The items you'll need with the found and raid status to maximize your illumination module are 7 capacitors. Vents is another classic prerequisite module. It gates multiple upgrades including higher tier stash progression requirements. The items you will need with the found and raid status to maximize your vent module are 5 car batteries and 5 electric motors. Next up is the intelligence center. By leveling up your intel center, you're going to gain some amazing perks. When your Intel Center is maxed out, you will be receiving an additional 15% to your reward money for completing quests. You're also going to lower your insurance return time by 20%. Your Scav cooldown timer will be reduced by 35%, and the cost to list items on the flea market is going to be reduced by 30%. There are also some great crafts that you can unlock here, such as quest items like the UHF RFID, the Vertex, and Labs access cards. The items you will need with the found and raid status to maximize your Intel Center are going to be 3 intelligence folders and 2 military coffdoms. Note that Labs is the only place you can find the far forward GPS signal amplifier unit in a raid, and they are not available for sale in the flea market. If you do not like going to Labs, you can receive one of these as a quest reward for completing the quest following the breadcrumbs. Next, we're going to briefly talk about the module that upgrades your stash size. The stash sizes you can get from upgrading your stash module go from 10 by 30 to 10 by 40 to 10 by 50, all the way up to level 4, which is 10 by 68. If you bought the Edge of Darkness or Unheard edition of Tarkov, your stash size will automatically be 10 by 72. A giant stash size is not a nice to have, it's the difference between constantly playing Tetris or actually playing Tarkov. To upgrade your stash size, you're going to also have to upgrade your vents, heating, generator, workbench, and intel center. center. So you can kind of think of the stash upgrades as a reward for building up your infrastructure in the game. Now I have a separate video that is a comprehensive guide on how to maximize your stash space in Tarkov. Feel free to check that out if you want. A link to that video will be on the screen right now. Fully upgrading your stash size is going to require max level traders, you'll have to pay over 30 million rubles, and it requires a lot of other nonsense like that. Again, check out my stash management guide to go over how to tackle this beast. The items you will need with the founding raise status to maximize your hideout module are 1 hand drill, 12 packs of nails, 2 electric drills, and 2 ratchet wrenches. The next 2 modules that quietly carry your whole wipe are the heating and rest space modules. These are going to increase your energy regen, and the rest space also ties into bigger progression unlocks like the library, which will need rest space level 3. More energy regen basically means that your PMC can recover faster after raids and get ready to go again. You're going to want to upgrade these as soon as you are able. The items you'll need with the founder raid status to maximize your rest space and heating modules are 1 magnet, 1 DVD drive, 4 greenbat lithium batteries, 2 hunting matches, 2 military corrugated tubes, and 4 phase control relays. Now the library in Tarkov is insane if you care about leveling your PMC efficiently. When you finally get around to building your library, you're going to be granted a 15% additional raid XP as well as a whopping 30% leveling boost to all of your practical skills. So this means that while you're doing quests, crafting, looting, searching, you're basically paying yourself back in faster progression the entire game. In order to build your library, you're going to need rest space level 3 as well as hideout management level 5. The items you'll need with the founder raid status to build your library module are 1 Bake Easy cookbook, 2 chainlets, and 1 horse figurine. The air filtering unit is your physical skills accelerator, but it only works while you're feeding it filters. If your power is on and you have an FP100 filter absorber in this module, you'll get an insane 40% XP boost to all of your physical skills such as strength and endurance. The air filtering unit has 3 slots for the FP100 filter absorbers for you to store them in. And if you've ever thought my strength is taking forever to level up, this is your direct answer as long as you keep it well stocked and your power on. Here are a couple things that you're going to need to take note of so you aren't just hemorrhaging rubles unnecessarily with this module. If you want to get the boost, just make sure there's a filter in the unit and your power is on. Now when you're done raiding and you're about to get offline but you want to keep that generator running so your crafts or your Bitcoin farm can keep producing, make sure you remove the FP100 filter. If you do not remove it, its usage will continue to run down even while you're offline and not playing the game. Popping out the filter is usually the last thing I do before logging off if I decide I want to keep that generator running for some reason. The items you'll need with the founding raid status to build your air filtering unit are 5 gas mask air filters. Next up is the shooting range, and this is not just a place to try out your gun. Your level 1 shooting range is going to give you the ability to test your firearms as well as shoot metal and paper targets. When you get to level 2, you can finally get some ceiling targets with 3 different speed levels. This is great for you to practice your tracking and recoil control. And then finally, once you get to level 3, this is the big one. All of your combat skills from this point forward will get a leveling boost of 10%. In addition to this, you're also going to get popper targets and a training program that can be activated from your laptop on your desk. The shooting range is not a module that's just cosmetic. This is for your aim warm up, your recoil testing, and a permanent skill leveling bonus once it's maxed out. Key gates for this module is going to be your illumination and your workbench. As you can see and feel, combat in Tarkov is so unique and it doesn't feel like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, or even Arma. External aim trainers are great and exist and can help you, but why not just use the aim trainer that's built right into the game? Using this can seriously help you begin to develop those weapon mechanics and get better at clicking heads. Usually before I'm about to begin a big Tarkov session, I'm going to spend a few minutes before my first raid here at the shooting range. I like to shoot at the metal pop targets or work on the tracking to warm up and get my blood flowing. The items you'll need with the founder raid status to maximize your shooting range are 3 electric motors, 1 construction measuring tape, 1 tool set, 1 electric drill, 1 set of master files, and 1 tech manual. Next up is the gym. Building the gym unlocks a training area that will level up your strength and endurance skills every time you log in. So why do you want to build this? Because strength and endurance are wipe-long pain points. The gym is going to give you a repeatable, safe way to push those skills without forcing weird raid behavior. When you see that you have the mild muscle pain debuff, that basically means you're getting 50% less skill points when using the gym for 24 hours. You can choose to keep pushing it, but that'll give you the severe muscle pain debuff, which means you get no skill points for using the gym for 24 hours. Think of the gym as being designed for consistent long-term routine, not a one-night max out. I usually hit the gym when I'm done raiding for the day so I can get that solid XP boost. Your gym is an upgrade path payoff once you complete and break down the defective wall. The items you'll need with the Foundry Rate status to break down the wall and build your gym module are 1 Fierce Blow Sledgehammer, 2 Metal Cutting Scissors, 3 tool sets, 1 Elite Pliers, and 1 Electric Drill. Your Workbench is your ammo and quest progression engine. A ton of quest bottlenecks become click craft and just move on once your workbench is online. Even if you hate crafting, this is how to avoid getting stuck behind found and raid RNG for specific items, or how you keep running meta ammo consistently. Some of the best crafts that you'll eventually unlock are M61 ammo, MA55A1, APSX, 300 Blackout AP ammo, 762 BP ammo, flashbang shotgun rounds, and thermal scopes. The items you'll need with the Foundry Rate status to maximize your workbench module are 3 tool sets, 1 set of master files, 2 electric drills, 2 elite pliers, and 1 fire clean gun lube. The med station is your I'm tired of buying everything module or relying on RNG to find medical items that need the Found and Raid status. The med station is going to unlock for you key medical crafts and support progression chains that require it, such as higher intel center levels. Some of the best things you can craft at the med station are LEDXs, Serv 12s, Propitols, SJ6s, Grizzly medical kits, Mule stims, and even the ETG regen green stem. The items you'll need with the Found and Raid status to maximize your MedStation module are 3 medical tools, 2 medical blood sets, and 1 ophthalmoscope. The Lavatory is quietly one of the best stations and is huge early in your gameplay. Once you build your Lavatory, this is going to open up a wide pool of practical crafts as well as some quest item crafts. Some of the best practical crafts are the magazine box, which can be made by recycling those empty fuel tanks you pull out of your generator. You can do something similar here with the grenade case. The items you'll need with the Found and Raid status to maximize your Lavatory are 1 electric drill, 2 sewing kits, 2 pressure gauges, and 1 tool set. The water collector gives you hydration regen as well as water crafts, and at higher levels you'll start to unlock bigger crafting chains. The most important aspect of your water collector is the ability to generate water that you need for the moonshine. The nutrition unit pairs well with this and is part of the path to more advanced production lines. The nutrition unit is a great way to create food items that you need for quests, such as Tashankas and MREs, and you can also create sugar here, which you'll need to make moonshine. The items you'll need with the Found and Raid status to maximize your nutrition unit and water collector modules are 2 alkaline cleaners, 2 smoke chimney drain cleaners, 2 tool sets, 2 electric motors, 1 ratchet wrench, and 2 elite pliers. Speaking of moonshine, the booze generator is what you'll need to make this, and moonshine isn't just sell for roubles, it's also going to feed some other systems in your hideout. Moonshine can be used to get items back from your Scav case or as a barter for high tier items like the quad nods that you can get from Peacekeeper. The items you'll need with the Found and Raid status to build your booze generator are 2 pressure gauges, 1 pipe grip wrench, and 2 analog thermometers. The Scav case is basically Tarkov's loot slot machine, and the best part of this is it returns every item with the Found and Raid status. This can be great for helping you get tricky quest items as well as rare item hunting. What you can load into it will give you different turnaround times and different item returns. If you're busy questing or PvPing and you don't want to farm barter junk all day, then this is going to be your background progress machine. One of the things I really like to do with this though is use it to find those pesky streamer items such as the armbands and stuff like that. You're going to need those pesky streamer items eventually to get the Kappa secure container. The items you'll need with the Found and Raid status to build your Scav case module are 1 golden rooster, 3 bottles of moonshine, 4 rollers, 8 golden neck chains, 6 gold skull rings, and 3 bronze lions. Next up is the holy grail of the entire hideout, and that is your Bitcoin farm. In regards to this, everyone always asks, is it worth it? And the short answer is yes. Now here are the facts regarding the Bitcoin farm. In order for the module to work, power needs to be turned on and you have to have at least 1 graphics card inside of it. The value of the Bitcoin produced by this are tied to the real world Bitcoin price. That price is going to be updated in Tarkov daily. As of the making of this video, a Bitcoin is going for somewhere between 700 and 800,000 rubles, and I've seen them at least double that in the past. Your production rate of Bitcoins is going to scale with the amount of GPUs that you have in the unit. The wiki is going to provide you a crazy formula for this, but let's skip that and just keep this simple so we can get back to rating. With 1 GPU in your Bitcoin farm, you'll be able to craft 1 Bitcoin every 3 days and 11 hours, and your setup will start becoming profitable after approximately 3 days. With 10 GPUs in your Bitcoin farm, you'll be able to craft 1 Bitcoin every 2 days and 12 hours, and your setup will become profitable after roughly 18 days. Once you get 25 GPUs in your Bitcoin farm, you'll start getting a Bitcoin back every 1 day and 17 hours, and you'll start making profit after approximately 31 days. And once you pump this thing full of 50 GPUs, you'll get a Bitcoin back every 1 day and 3 hours, and you'll start becoming profitable after 40 days. As you can see, long term, this is a no-brainer. Note that the Bitcoin farm can produce and store up to 3 Bitcoins, and it will stop reducing if you haven't claimed those Bitcoins. Down the line, once you max out your hideout management skill, the Bitcoin farm will be able to hold 5 Bitcoins instead of 3. The items you'll need with the founder rate status to maximize your Bitcoin farm module are 10 PSUs, 15 printed circuit boards, and 25 CPU fans. Moving on, the weapon rack is a great module to expand your inventory space as it gives you a separate inventory space specifically for functional weapons. You can fit a ton of weapons in here depending on their size, and let's be honest, it's just very cool to walk around and see all of your weapons on display as if you're in a gun store. The items you'll need with the founder rate status to maximize your weapon rack are 1 hand drill, 1 metal cutting scissors, 2 electric drills, 1 set of master files, 5 keck tape duct tapes, 1 tech manual, and 1 fire clean gun lube. The Hall of Fame is your trophy and display module, but they also tie into skill boost systems and progression chains depending on what you put in them. Did you manage to take down a team or some level 80 prestige 6 Giga Chad? You can remember that moment by putting his dog tag in this module. This is also a great way to free up storage space for valuables, Tarkov figurines, or stuff like that. If I have an item with the founder rate status that I know I'll need for a quest later and I want to make sure that I don't accidentally sell it, this is where I'm going to keep it. The items you'll need with the founder rate status to maximize your Hall of Fame module are 1 cat figurine, 1 round pliers, 1 tech manual, 1 elite pliers, 1 tool set, 1 golden rooster, 1 set of master files, 1 electric drill, 1 bronze lion, and 3 keck tape duct tapes. The Gear Rack module is another great module for expanding your stash space. You can store multiple weapons here as well as some bulky armors that are taking up too much space in your stash. I like to put enormous backpacks on these mannequins, which basically just increases my stash size for free. The items you'll need with the founder rate status to maximize your gear rack module are 2 electric drills, 1 sewing kit, 1 awl, 1 wrench, 1 body armor repair kit, 1 set of master files, and 1 ratchet wrench. The Cultist Circle is a newer special system that just came out in Tarkov a little while ago. You can sacrifice 5 items in the Cultist Circle to get valuable items back, but I'm going to share a little tip with you. As of the making of this video, if you put a grenade case here, which costs about 320,000 rubles, then you set yourself up for the most valuable returns from the Cultist Circle. In addition, you set yourself up for the 6-hour timer, which guarantees the return of a quest item that you currently need or will need. The grenade case method is how I found 4 Found in Raid coftums that I needed for Network Provider Part 1, and I even got a Found in Raid Sturman key. I don't know why that works, but it just does, so there you go. Now, apart from the grenade case sacrifice, there's a few things you'll want to know if you want to try other sacrifices as well. Essentially, the base value of items sacrificed is added up, and you are rewarded based off of what that value was. To have the best chance of getting high value items, just make sure the combined value of your sacrifice is 400,000 rubles or more, or a grenade case. If you do that, you're going to gain an additional 25% chance to receive critical items needed for quest or unfinished hideout modules. If the 25% chance has been triggered, you're going to know it because your timer will be 6 hours instead of 14 hours. You can also increase the value of your sacrificed items by 15% by using a sacred amulet in the amulet slot. Each time you do this for a sacrifice, it will consume 1 use. If you don't know what sacred amulets are, these are going to be sold by Lightkeeper and they have multiple different uses. The first is to increase the value of sacrificed items as we just discussed, and the second is more useful in my opinion. If your PMC is wearing a sacred amulet during night raids, then the cultist will not attack you. This is very handy if you don't want your raids to be ruined by them. Anyway, the main point regarding the Cultist Circle is don't sleep on it. This is one huge benefit of the hideout. The items you'll need with the founder raid status to build your Cultist Circle are 1 paid anti-roach spray, 5 light bulbs, 3 cans of salt, 1 survivor lighter, and 1 construction measuring tape. Next up is solar power. The reason to build your solar power module is pretty straightforward as it's going to cut fuel consumption in your hideout by 50%. Obviously, this is going to reduce the long-term cost of running your generator. Once you get your Bitcoin farm up and running, building your solar power is a must if you want to keep your hideout powered 24/7. The items you'll need with the found in raid status to build your solar power are 3 working LCDs. Note that Labs is the only place you can find the advanced current converter in raid, and they are not available for sale on the flea market. If you do not like going to Labs, you can receive one as a quest reward for completing the quest Trouble in the Big City. And that is your complete hideout guide for 2025 and Escape from Tarkov. If this guide helped you out, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Tarkov content. If you want to support the channel even more, consider clicking the join button and becoming a member, or heading over to our brand new merch store and picking up some cool gear. Let me know in the comments if there's a specific guide you'd like me to do next. If you have any more questions or want to find squad mates to run raids with, feel free to join our Discord, the link is in the description. As always, thanks for watching guys, I'm Ghost and I'll see you in the next raid.